What's up, everybody? Good afternoon. We are just a little more than 24 hours away from the start of the 2025 NFL Draft, and we have ourselves a Seattle Seahawk roster move. That's right. The Seattle Seahawks are doing things. The Seattle Seahawks are making some changes. This one, not such a big change, but I do think it's notable, and there is some significance here, as this was a player who at one point the Seahawks had some expectations of, and with today's move, which was to waive that player, let him go, clearly the expectations are no longer there. So, per Corbin Smith and a couple other sources, the Seahawks have waived former fourth round pick Cameron Young. So, if you don't really remember Cameron Young, I don't really blame you because he did not play a lot for the couple years he was here. He was a nose tackle that we picked up a couple of years ago, and he's mostly been injured, and when he's played, he's been relatively quiet. So, the Seahawks, as of right now, in my estimation, do not have a nose tackle on the roster. I know that they're playing Byron Murphy there for the time being, and Byron Murphy will probably get a non-trivial number of snaps at nose tackle over the next few years, but he's not a nose tackle. He's clearly not meant to be a nose tackle. He's not at his best as a nose tackle, so I don't think he is a nose tackle. Obviously, Big Cat's not a nose tackle, and Jarran Reed, maybe he could be a nose tackle, but there's been some resistance to putting him there over the last couple of years, so I don't know if we're going to do that, so this was the one guy on the roster who was a clear, true nose tackle, and now he's gone. Now he's gone because he wasn't very good, and we couldn't count on him to be out there anyway because he couldn't stay healthy, so I'm not going to bemoan his loss, for sure. There's nothing to bemoan there. But it does highlight a pretty clear and gaping need on the roster going into this draft. And so much so, it's almost a little bit weird to me we would do this now. We wouldn't just wait a few days and then release him after the draft is cleared up. No, I don't think anybody's going to be informed by this. I don't think anybody out there is going like, oh, now we know the Seahawks want a nose tackle because they released Cameron Young. We wanted a nose tackle anyway. I do find this timing to be interesting, though, because it's not like we have to get under a certain roster limit before the season starts. We're not going to have to worry about that for months. So kind of interesting timing. But so ends the roster tenure of Cameron Young. He didn't come in with a lot of fanfare. He was just a kind of a hopefully meat and potatoes nose tackle who would offer run stopping and no pass rush ability. And for the most part, when he was out there, I guess he was that. But there was nothing really stand out about him. There was nothing really remarkable or notable about him, and he couldn't stay healthy. So, happy trails, Cam Young. Hopefully somebody else picks you up and you get another chance. But we find ourselves in need of a nose tackle more than ever. So, Kenneth Grant, people. Kenneth Grant remains maybe my favorite realistic play. There are other good nose tackles in this draft too. Jordan Phillips, Jamari Caldwell. A couple other guys that are getting a little slept on a little bit, like in Nazir Stackhouse, Cam Jackson of Florida. But we got to get something. We got to get something. We don't have a nose tackle right now, and we're going to need one. We're going to need one. So let me know what you guys think about Cameron Young. Let me know what you guys think about releasing him. Let me know what you think about the timing. I think the timing's interesting. And by the way, if you can hear that in the background, that's my sugar glider. He's running on his wheel. So don't worry about that. That's all good. But see you guys later. Go Hawks.